Good morning, West Coast. Good afternoon, East Coast. Hello to everybody in between and outside. It's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter, and I hope you're having a great day today. It is Sunday, and I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. I see a lot of you already in chat. Gloria's here. Dawn, Alice, Pat, Brooke, Kathy, Lynn, Becky, Deanna, Priscilla, I think that is, Jake, Barbara, Charlotte, Flicky Chicky, Layla, Kat, Melanie, Judy, Jaja Brownie, so many great people here. Miss Brown is here. Hi, Miss Brown. Becky, good to have y'all here. Roseanne is here. Happy Sunday, she says. Happy Sunday to all. Happy Sunday to you as well. And guys, thank you so much. Oh, Jonathan popped into the chat. I see him right there. Thank you guys to Jake Cold, Charlotte, Flicky Chicky, Layla, Judy, Miss Brown, Becky, Jonathan, Karen. Those are the ones on my screen at this moment. Thank you guys so much for being channel members. Greatly appreciate your support and your help making this channel happen because of all of you. If you're not a channel member and you would like to be, you can. There are 4 levels to choose from, and they all include a Zoom session that happens quarterly. The next one will be in November. That information is available on my website, so make sure to go check out offkiltercrafterian.com. And thank you, Brooke. I appreciate that. This is one of my favorite shirts as well. I love wearing this shirt. So, and if you don't have the funds to be a channel member, that is okay. It is not a requirement. It is just amazing having you here with me every weekend. And of course, you could do free things like give the video a thumbs up, share it, leave a comment in the description or down in the comment section, whatever you want to do. I had a thumbs up pop up on the screen. Oh, and now fireworks are on the screen. You're welcome, everybody. So if you don't have the funds to be a channel member, that is okay, and I totally understand. But I just appreciate you being here and spending some time with me on Sunday. So there we go. Johnny says, hello from Eastern Central Illinois. Hotter than heck. I don't even know what temperature it is. I haven't stepped foot outside yet, so it is pretty warm here as well. So there's that. Flicky Chicky says, how much caffeine have you had today? Funny story, Flicky Chicky. I have just been... Thankfully, I've only had 1 cup of coffee today, but Flicky Chicky heard this story. So I've been going live on TikTok more. I've been upping my TikTok game a little bit after I went viral, semi-viral, not really viral, but a little bit. So long story short, I use water flavor enhancers in my water because drinking water is really difficult for me because I have to put something in there for me to want to drink it. And I couldn't sleep very well for a past week-ish or so. I couldn't figure out why. And it turns out I went to go put some more water flavoring in my water, and it had vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin blah, and caffeine. So I had been chugging caffeine right before bed because I always end up with probably a large amount of water that I need to drink before the day's over, and I tend to chug it at the end of the day, and I totally was chugging caffeine. So no wonder I wasn't able to sleep. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Linda says, a handsome shirt. Thank you so much. I love this shirt. You can check out We Sew Too or Boy Sew Too. If you Google that, it'll pull it up and you can order. Don't forget their sizes are UK sizes. So you'll have to, for me, I found if I went one size up, that was a good fit for me. Linda also says, hi, Ian, we have the flu at our house. Oh, no! I get to watch you usually... whoops, I lost it. She says, so I get to watch, usually have the grandchildren today. Well, I'm sorry that you are sick, but I am glad that you are here today. So there you go. I know, Jaja Brownie, isn't it hilarious? I just was chugging caffeine right before bed. And I like my flavoring pretty strong. So I was putting probably a lot in there. So I know, Charlotte, beware of the hidden caffeine. I don't know why it wasn't in bigger font. It was like tiny font down at the bottom, caffeine. And I'm like, shouldn't that be like in bigger print for people to see in case they have, you know, they need to stay away from caffeine? I was very upset. So Banana Joe is here. I'm like that. I don't like the taste of water alone. It's hard. It's hard for me to drink all the water that you're supposed to drink if there's no flavoring to it. So, anyways, all right. What are we going to work on today? Well, as you can see by this pile over here, I have worked on putting together all of those pieces. I did work on them. In fact, I worked on TikTok for a little bit. Did the last few on TikTok. So what we're going to do is we're going to be working on putting these into rows now. So I'm going to work on putting these in, pardon me, I chugged some water right before we got started to try and stay hydrated, and I'm now burping, so. Marie says, I go to bed with a cup of coffee. I don't know how you do it, because it does, I'm very, like, susceptible. Hi, Vicky! I'm very susceptible to caffeine, so... So anywho, I worked on all these blocks. Now I did notice when I was cutting the blocks, because the instructions tell you, I actually don't know what size it tells you to cut them down to, but as I was working on them, I realized that some of my blocks are not centered. Like the center stripe is not 100% centered. So we're going to get some weird points as I'm putting this together. However, this is not a show quilt. I'm not going to be entering this one into any shows. It's strictly I'm either going to give it as a gift, or I might even put it on Etsy, or I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But it's not going to be a show quilt, so I don't need to like freak out about that. So it is what it is. The points are just not going to line up all the way, but who's gonna call that out, right? So try adding a bit of fruit juice to your water. Jackie, that's a good idea. I need to do, they have those little cages that you can put in there, and that might be a good idea. Savannah says, oops, I used to drink quad shot lattes in college and go to sleep about 3 hours after. It's almost a sedative for me. Wow. Lucky you on that one. That's awesome. I can't do that. Let's see, but then I don't have problems with caffeine. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. I love sparkling waters, and my mom bought a bunch of flavored sparkling water on clearance, and they were caffeinated. I drink coffee with dinner, though. Haha. Yeah, I don't. I usually have about 1 cup of coffee in the morning. Latest I'll usually have coffee is about 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Anything later than that, I just don't sleep well. So, all right, so we're going to flip over here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to work on these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on these so that way they go back and forth like this. As you can see, I have the stripe going diagonal from left to right, bottom left to top right, and then I'll have the other one go top left to bottom right. So I'll just keep doing this. What I'm hoping to do is I have 60 of these squares. And if I did my calculations correctly, and if somebody is going to probably do the math for me just to double check me, I'm going to have 6 across and 7 down. I think that's 60, right? Right? Hey, Vicky. Vicky says, Ian, my grandson said hi. Hi, Vicky's grandson. How are you? Hi. I don't know how old you are, but hello. If you're a little kid, I apologize. If you're not a little kid, I apologize for being like, hello, little one. His name is Mason. Hi, Mason. How are you? Hope you're doing well today. I buy a bag of assorted frozen... That was weird. Sorry, I was hearing clicking behind me, but that was... No, that's only 42. How many did I do across then? If I have 60 blocks, maybe it's 7 wide and... Okay, I'm definitely hearing a clicking. What is going on? I'm looking at my... I'm sorry, I apologize. I have a readout over here, and I'm looking to see if any of my smarts outlets are freaking out. I don't see them. That was weird. I don't understand. Maybe there's a ghost. I don't know. 6 by 10, maybe? Maybe that's what it was. Or maybe it was 7 by 8. Hold on. 6 by 10. Hold on. 7 times 8. 56. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was 7 by 8. I think it was 7 by 8. I think that's what it was. So we're going to do 7. I don't know why I had, it doesn't matter. So that means there's going to be a couple left over, 56, 50, there's going to be, what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As you can see, I'm counting on my hands because that's it. Hi, Amanda. Amanda says, hi, Ian. Happy to catch you live. I'm happy you're here, too. Jackie says, finally got to my studio/office area set up. Awesome. The noise is Becca. Oh, my gosh. You're funny, Tina. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 7 by 8. Yeah. So we're going to do 7 wide by 8 down. 7 by 8. Yeah. Okay. So that's what's going to happen. We're going to do 7 by 8. I'm going to try and get this as random as possible, but there are going to be colors that end up next to each other. So there will be a white that ends up next to a white. There is going to be an orange that ends up next to an orange. It's just going to happen that way, and that's okay. So it's just going to happen that way, and we're just going to let it happen that way. It's going to be organic, and you know, whatever we end up with is what we end up with. I try to, you know, I wanted to try and coordinate this as much as possible. My, what, ADHD? I don't know. I want to try and avoid colors touching, but since there's only 4 colors in this, it's going to be kind of hard to do that, so. Oh, there you go, Jonathan. That's a great idea. Jonathan says 4 extra is enough to make a square mini or a wall hanging. That is very true. Could do something, or pillowcases, or a pillowcase, or something like that, so. Josh is in the house and says, hello, everyone. Hope you are well. Awesome. Awesome to have you here, Josh. Hope you are doing well. Karen says, I just got back from a retreat last night trying to put sewing room back in order. Isn't it the worst part? Like when you're trying to put the whole room back together after being on a retreat. It's hard to pull all of your stuff back out and put it away. Just an FYI, if you do decide to do this pattern, it is a free pattern. You can pick it up. Well, I forgot to update the description. I'll do that after the live stream is over with. If you go back to the previous 2 videos where we were working on this quilt, it is in that video. It's in those description boxes. I'm going to have to change feet, I think, because this one is not wanting to go over those seams very well. Hi, Judy. Good to see you. Anywho, I will warn you, if you do decide to do this pattern, it tells you to cut your strips, I think, at like 15 or something like that. You might want to cut it at 15.5. Whatever the measurement is, cut it a ½ inch larger, because I just barely, now here, okay, let me preface this. Let me actually take a step back. So when I cut these down, I cut them at 10.5 inches. And a layer cake is actually 10.5. So I was kind of squeaking it. You could cut these blocks down even further if you wanted to. You could cut them at 10 inches. You could cut them at 9 inches. You could cut them however you want. I wanted them to be 10.5 because I lost the minimum amount all the way around, right? So I cut them at 10.5. When I did that, there are a few corners that just are like squeaking by, right? Like there's going to be enough material there that it's not going to be a problem, but if I wasn't careful, I would be in trouble. So if you do decide to do this pattern, I don't even remember what size they tell you to cut it in her pattern. But just know if you cut it at 10.5, you're going to have a little bit of an issue with some of the blocks, and it just depends on what size you want to cut them down to. 10 inches, you would be perfectly fine. I don't think you would have any problem at all. But if you're going to do 10.5, you'll have an issue, and it's best to cut that a little bit bigger. Does that make sense? Am I making it clear for everybody? I have no idea. Tabitha says, first live I've caught in about 2 months. My mom passed July 20th. I'm so sorry. Currently going through a box of her quilting magazines to see what I want to keep. Occasionally run across her handwritten notes. Aren't those special? Aren't those like a little treat of memories and like, yeah. I'm so sorry about your mom. Sorry for your loss. That's got to be hard. I remember losing Dad. That was quite the thing. Make pillows. Yep, Banana Joe, that is exactly right. I can make pillows. Great, just got everything tidy and back to normal in the house. Finally getting to sew today. Awesome, Josh. Glad to hear that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yeah. That is that. I probably should have backstitched on the start because this is the top of the quilt. So I probably should backstitch. I may have to go back and put just a little backstitch in just to make sure that it stays when I'm working with it. Josh, did you figure out a place to put your blue ribbon? Don't forget, if you are a channel member, you got blue ribbons in the chat. Let's give some blue ribbons to Josh. Tracy's working on a Tula block of the month from her local quilt shop. It's a it's the twinkle pattern. Awesome. You know how much I love my Tula. Tabitha, I get it. It is tough to lose a parent. That's one of the things I'll have to do when I do actually make it back to the Dallas-Fort Worth area is I'll have to go visit my dad's gravesite. Melissa says she just finished 4 days of shop hopping. I have so many new pretty things to add to my sewing room. So, Melissa, did you end up buying something at every single store? I found myself buying, even if it was just one single fat quarter, I did end up buying something at every store. So, did you buy something at every store, or were you selective with your purchases? Curious. I'm curious. And if you have gone shop hopping, the question applies to you as well. Do you buy a little something, or do you from every store? Like how do you do that? Tracy says, figure this group is the perfect place to work on this block of the month. Of course it is. No idea where to put the blue ribbon yet. It's dangling on a North Carolina portrait. Awesome. Yeah, I spent a lot during the shop hop. Me too. Me freaking too. I feel you on that one. I'm like, oh wow. Maybe shop hopping isn't the best of ideas. It's fun. But then the wallet says, ow. Zaza's in the house. Good to see you, Zaza. See, I try to buy at least one thing from every store, but it's usually more. Hey, they don't mind that. They don't mind that at all. They don't mind you spending your money. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this is going to be 7. This will be 7. I don't expect every shop hopper to buy something. Most will look around to be polite. There you go. I don't know. I feel bad. I feel bad if I don't buy at least like a fat quarter, right? Is that the best? I don't know. And I know that a lot of stores don't expect you to buy something, right? If you're shop hopping, they don't expect you to buy at every single freaking shop. However, I tend to find something no matter what it is. I always seem to find something, whatever that may be. Brian says this was my first shop hop, and I bought something at every store. It's definitely fun to do, right? It's fun to shop, even if it's just window shopping. It's fun to shop hop. It's so addicting, but they do give a discount. You're right. Hope no one was hurt in the fall. I just dropped you. Oh, I was so confused. Gloria says, hope no one was hurt in the fall. I just dropped all of you on your faces. LOL. Gloria, I couldn't figure out. I was like, wait a minute, I didn't fall. What happened? Anywho, all right. So she dropped her device that she's holding us on, and we all went, whee! All right, so here's the first row. I don't even know how many rows I have on my Daydreamer butterfly effect, but this is the first row. This is what it's gonna look like. I can barely hold it. Wow, look at that. So that's row number 1. I look like I'm like, yeah, there we go. All right, so that's row number 1. Only 25 million more rows to go. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's row number 1. We'll keep working and put it together. Vicky says, ouch. Hey, Kathy. Kathy from So Fun Creations is here. Good to see you. It is going to be pretty, I think. Linda, I think you're right. I think it's going to be very pretty and a lot of fun. I am going to flip it over. I actually put it face down, but I'm going to flip it over really quick because I realized as I'm putting this together, yeah, that's the top right there. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was looking at it. Oh, thank you, Amanda. Amanda just joined Fat Quarter Friends. Thank you so much, Amanda, for joining in on the party. Ian, where's the pattern? I apologize, I didn't put it. Let's see. I don't know. Is it here? It might be here. Let me see if this is the right one. Yes, it is. That's the pattern right there. I managed to keep it in the chat. So it is in the chat. Exactly. So the next row starts on the other angle. So that's why I'm looking at it right now. That's why you see me like traipsing around on the floor, because I want to make sure that I'm flipping it the other direction when I'm starting the next row. So that's why I want to make sure I can see what I'm doing, because the next row needs to start. I had it from going bottom left to top right. Now this one needs to go from top left to bottom right. What are you sewing? Zaza, what would I be sewing? What do you think I'm sewing? I'm sewing the Salt Lattice Air Quilt. Salt Air Lattice Quilt. Lattice Air Salt. I just put the link in the chat. And after the live stream is over with, once everything gets uploaded and all that kind of stuff, I will be, let's see, wait. I'm looking at my... Oh, I almost did it the wrong way. Almost. All right, there we go. That's the right way. After the live stream is over with, I am going to work on putting all the information in there. So, oh boy. Joan says I'll be doing more shopping in September, though. Throughout the state of Illinois, have 60 shops to go to. Goodness gracious. It's a lot of shop hopping to do. I was actually in Colorado during their shop hop. I wish I could have participated. I mean, I went to one store, so, I mean, does that count? I guess it does, right? But yeah, I went to one store, and she was like, hey, the shop hop's happening this month. And it was like, oh, man. But, you know, maybe in the future. Maybe in the future I can attend. Oh, whoops, switch cameras. There we go. Mid-Atlantic Shop Hop has like 130 stores or something like that. Josh may know the exact number, because I believe his store and others are around him are in it. So I believe there's like 130, I think. something like that. I shop hop vicariously through Ian, Becca, and Mary. So that one is a gray. So we're actually going to flip it. Even though the grays are not 100% the same, I am going to flip it. So that way I don't hopefully have it touch. It's going to happen at some point. I just know it, and I've just got to be okay with that. With 4 colors, there's no way I'm not going to have some similar colors in the same place. But I'm just trying as much as possible, and, you know, when it happens, it happens. Jonathan, thank you. Your other quilt was 6x7, 6 times 7, or 6x7, if I can math, plus borders. So this one's going to be 7x8, so it's going to be a little bit bigger. And I don't think I'm going to add a border. I have some fabrics included to do a border, but I don't think I'm going to do a border because it's going to be it's going to be like 10 inches bigger on each side, so probably not going to add a border. We'll see. I might. I say that, and then, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll just play it by ear and see what it looks like when it's all said and done, and then decide then and there if we want to add a border. This will be the last time I work on this on live stream. I think 3 is enough working on this one, so I'll probably move on to another project. Are the two pre-cuts from the same line? Yes, they are. They are from the same line of fabric. I don't know what that fabric is, unfortunately. It is a Mother Goose themed line. This fabric was sent to me as a gift. Somebody, Deb, in here, she pops in sometimes. She sent me this fabric saying that she wasn't going to do anything from it, and she knew that I would use it and do something with it, so she sent it on to me. And so I'm playing around with it, and I did something with it. I feel like I ought to buy something because I want them to continue the shop hop, at least a lock kit if they have one. Get a lock kit? What's a lock kit? What's a lock? Wait, are you saying like a locket or like a lock kit? She may have been using voice to text, which may not have understood her correctly. Big quilt equals better quilts. True story. Jonathan, that is a true story. I keep forgetting to ask, how's your horse? Are you talking about... Are you talking about mayo? Mayonnaise? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guys, I have been working on my first pattern design, and it's been a learning process. I will put that. I've been working on, if you've worked in any of the Adobe products, I'm not using Adobe. I'm actually using Affinity. Very similar product, same idea. But I'm like setting up my template because I want all of my patterns to look similar, right? Like I want them to all be the same thing. I had a racehorse called who? Zasa, oh my gosh. Can we get a short of the finishing? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I will post something about when it's finished. I'm not going to spend another live stream working on it because I'm getting bored of this, and I'm sure you are as well. So we will get something. Goose Tales by JWF. I don't know. I honestly have no idea what fabric line this is. It is Mother Goose something, but I just don't know what. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I need one more. I have no idea what this is. So Although it really doesn't look like Mother Goose to me. Like, I've seen there's like a witch on here, and I'm like, that looks more like Baba Yaga, but okay. We'll go with Mother Goose, right? We'll say it's Mother Goose. I like to collect blocks. Now I have blocks from Oklahoma Shop Hop. I was able to get a few from the Atlantic Shop Hop while I was there. Awesome. I have never collected the blocks. I always collect the... I've collected the stickers, but not the blocks. I have to go get dinner. I will be lurking. No worries, Banana Joe. Enjoy your dinner. Hopefully it's something yummy. Ouch. Really pretty goose tail. 126 shops. Oof, goodness. Goodness gracious. Alrighty, so that is that one. Alright, I'm laying... I don't have enough room. I wish I had Becca's sewing room. It would be so much easier to lay everything out. Oh, I got 2 oranges in the same... 2 whites in the same... like diamond shape, but that is a-okay. It's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. Although I'm looking at it, I know y'all can't see, and I'm just talking to myself at this point, but it still looks cool, even with the same colors in the same areas. It still looks cool because they're 2 different types of fabrics, so it's okay. It's no big deal. All right, perfect. So we're gonna keep doing that. We're gonna keep doing that until all of our blocks are done. I almost just fell on my patootie. You just almost heard me go, wee! Oh my gosh. Zaza started off her sentence with, Ian, do not read this out loud. Thank you for that warning, Zaza. I appreciate that. I am not reading that out loud. Thank you for the warning. Fabric is Mother Goose Tales by J.W. F for Riley Blake Design. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate you. I appreciate you looking that up for me. Yep, we're going to start this way. Bring out the bubble wrap. See, this looks like Baba Yaga to me. Do you see her right there? Like, that looks like Baba Yaga. I can't help it. I'm so glad she told me not to read that out loud. So glad. I know, it was a close call, wasn't it, Josh? Josh, did you figure out the ribbon thing? Did you contact the company? So what I'm referring to, for those who are curious why I'm asking you about the ribbon thing, the quilt show, the North Texas Quilt Festival, they were offering, I got an email saying that they were offering those who won ribbons the chance to purchase a second ribbon, so that way, like, if you pieced it and your quilter did the quilting, you both could get a ribbon from the win. Because a lot of times, I don't want to say a lot of times, some shows don't give 2 ribbons, they'll just give a single ribbon, and usually the quilt maker is the one that gets the ribbon, right? Like, so there's that. But some shows will offer, like, which show was it? One of the shows that I did, it was 3 Rivers, I believe. 3 Rivers offered a secondary ribbon for Beth. Beth quilted my Showering Stars quilt, and so they gave a little smaller ribbon for the quilter. So I sent that off to Beth so that way she could have it since she was my quilter. And it's a nice little thing that some quilt shows do. Not all shows do that. A lot of them just do a single ribbon for the maker. Like I said. I don't want to get you in trouble. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Zaza. I try to read my comments, like the chat, before I, say it out loud. So you'll see me a lot of times reading before I actually say anything out there. But yeah. Linda says that was a really cool line with a cool panel too. Just talking about this. Oops, see, there's one right there. So we're going to turn this around. No response yet. Okay. I could probably put you in touch with my guild too, just in case. I'm sure that they would be willing to help you out if needed. Let's see. More like Baba Yaga than Mother Goose for sure. See, I'm telling you. To me, I see Baba Yaga. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know, Linda. Linda says maybe the artist was inspired by Baba Yaga. It's entirely possible. I don't even remember where I heard about Baba Yaga for the first time. Margie, hello. How are you? I really don't even remember where I heard Baba Yaga for the first time. I feel like maybe it was the library when I was a little kid. But like, that was forever ago. Josh says, I see Banduk, but that's probably not the fabric I'm looking at. Babadook? Am I saying that right? Is that the lady from Spirited Away? I feel like it could also be her, too. What did Zaza say? Vatican. Oh my gosh, you're hilarious. Zaza said she thought Josh mentioned the Vatican. Stab it. Oh, scary. Okay. Baba Dookie. Duke. Dookie. I said Dookie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more. I think I want to flip it this way. Gotcha. Okay, thanks, Jonathan. I don't think that I've ever seen that movie, so there's that. Baby Yaga! I've never heard of Baba. Are you talking about Baba Yaga? I think Zaza put it in there. Where is it? Is Baba Yaga not Eastern European, Bulgarian, or somewhere similar? I believe that is true. I think it's it's like towards the Russian area of the continent. Is that right? Do I need to go back to high school and relearn? I believe it's over in that part of the world. Yes, I think you have the right part of the world. I'm sure somebody's going to share with us in the chat soon where exactly Baba... I know somebody's jumping on Wikipedia right now and being like, where is Baba Yaga from? Do I like scary movies? Not at all. I hate scary movies for the most part. I have watched some. Megan is... Do you count Megan as a scary movie? I don't really count that as a scary movie. I've never watched the Saw movies. I've never watched Halloween. I've never watched Jason, Freddy, like, I don't like those movies. I think the lore of them is fun, and the, like, Halloween motif is fun, but I've never, like, actually watched the movies. That's what I thought. Thank you, Linda. Baba Yaga is Russian and Eastern Slavic folklore. There you go. I know. I know, Jonathan. I know. I love Halloween, and yet I don't watch scary movies. I know. I'm like a walking contradiction, but I love the motif of it all. I love, like, haunted houses that do Jason. I love haunted houses that do Freddy. I love all that. Don't watch the movies, though. Exactly, Josh. I feel like Megan is a thriller before scary. Exactly. I can't watch stuff like that either. I can't do the blood and the gore and, like, all of that. No. No, thank you. No, thank you. Give me the mind thriller over the blood, the gore, the all of that kind of stuff, you know? 1, 2, I lost track. Again, it's shocking. I know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I did get it all done. I love Halloween, but not scary movies. Exactly. Exactly. There's just something fun about. So I love, for Halloween, I love the fall. I love the pumpkins. I love the cooler weather, the leaves, the spooky moon on a partly cloudy night. Like, those type of things, love it. Love the plastic skeleton. Love the all of that. The blood, the gore, the all of that. Not into it. Not into it. Don't love the new horror movie, The Monkey. Not worth the time. Enjoying all the Alien series, though. Google says it appears in Polish, Bulgarian, and Siberian folklore. Thank you, Zaza. Tracy says back in, oh my god, back in the early 80s, when drive-ins were a thing, my friends watched Scary Movie and I was too scared when it was over. I rolled down my window and put the speaker back and just drove off. Josh says, haunting, spooky, and witchy tales are about as scary as I prefer. Give me Practical Magic, Hocus Pocus, and Haunting Hill. Exactly. Like, that is my, yes, that right there. Give me that. I love scary, but not slashers. The candy, the kids, the black cats, that, yes, exactly. That's my, like, Hocus Pocus, that's my Halloween motif right there. Give me all of that. Oh, it's my robot vacuum. I was like, what is that noise? My robot vacuum will go vacuum my bedroom at this time, because I'm not in my bedroom most of the time at this time. I'm in here, and so it will go and clean my bedroom, vacuum my bedroom while I'm in here. So I just heard it come back to the base. Shirley in Alaska says good morning / afternoon, everybody. How are you, Shirley? I loved Poltergeist. Did you watch it? I have not. I have not watched that movie. Never liked movies like The Candyman either. I never watched that one either. Never watched it. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. But yes, as you can tell, I'm definitely ready for the fall to come back. It's hard to believe that this fall I will have been here a year. The time has flown by like crazy. I never in a million years could have seen it going that fast. Oops, I was too scared to put the Oh, Tracy. Oh no. Oh no, you didn't put the speaker back. You just drove off. Oh no, that means the cord broke. Uh-oh, did you have to pay for that? Linda says, I love Hocus Pocus. Or did she say, no, she said she liked Hocus Pocus. I like Hocus Pocus too. Actually, I love Hocus Pocus. You're welcome. That is like my Halloween movie right there. I will watch it several times during the season, and yeah, it is my favorite. It is my favorite, and I have been to Salem, and I do plan to go back. Absolutely plan to go back. I'm so over summer too. Math Geek is here, also known as Shelby. Hello, Shelby. There's a section of that name pictured in exhibits that include musical pics of Baba Yaga's hunt. Oh, interesting. I know, right, Shelby? It's almost been a year. September, at the end of September, it will have been 1 year. So we are in month 11. Paranorman is coming to theaters October. If you like Coraline, it's from the same people. It is the 13th anniversary. They play Hocus Pocus 2 in October. I love Paranorman. The Leica studio is one of my favorite movie studios. I actually have a collector's poster from them. It has Coraline, Paranorman, Kubo and the Two Strings, and Box Trolls. It has all of those characters on it. Coraline is one of my favorite movies of all time. And Paranorman is great. I love it. I may have worn this during Pride Month. I have the Paranorman shirt. Whatever. You know which movie I'm talking about. Paranorman. There we go. I actually have a shirt that has all the main characters, and they're holding a pride flag. I usually bust that one out during June. Charlotte says that she loves Practical Magic. I'm going to admit something here, guys. I've never watched Practical Magic. Wait. Let me do it. I know it's shocking. I have never watched Practical Magic. I am changing that. I'm going to change that. Don't freak out on me. I am going to change that. It is going to get watched. So don't freak out. I am going to be watching it soon. I just got to find it on the streaming apps. If I haven't gone to Salem, is that a cool thing to do? I enjoyed it, but I like the spooky, kind of that motif feeling. So it really just depends on like how into that kind of Halloween are you. Let me bring my camera back so that way you can see me a little better. I enjoyed Salem very much. There were several things that I enjoyed, several places that they filmed Hocus Pocus at. Love it. It has been extremely commercialized. There are several witchy stores there that are nothing but how do I want to describe that? They're not true and authentic, and they're there just as photo ops and things. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense at all. But there are some like true intentional stores that like that's their thing. Does that make sense? I don't know if it does. But it's definitely fun if you are into the spooky, fun Halloween kind of thing. If Halloween is not your thing, it's not the place to go. The Boy Stitcher says, oh gosh, I can't do scary movies. Give me some Disney Channel OG and I'm happy. I mean, that's pretty much the same for me. I enjoy Halloween Town and stuff like that. So, TAT, Ian, they just sell fake tat. Let's see. I like learning about the Salem witch trials. It was very interesting learning about the Salem witch trials while I was there. I definitely didn't realize some of the history behind it and like the true Salem witch trials and not the sensationalized Salem witch trials that were there, because it was all about, it wasn't really about witches. It really wasn't about that. So if you don't know the true history behind the Salem witch trials, you should check out. 1, 2, 4, 5. 2 more. Nikki loves a good scary movie, but there are so many stupid ones that when they get fake, they annoy me. I can understand that. Yeah, yeah, Linda. There are many tours that are the sensationalized tour, but every now and again you will find like the true history of the Salem witch trials, and not the, you know, oogie boogie scary whatever. Oh, I love that, everybody. Great job supporting Shirley in the chat. I really appreciate that, everyone. And I know she does too. Jonathan, I don't disagree with you on that. Jonathan says there's something to be said for comically terrible, bad horror movies. You're kind of right. You are kind of right. I watched one, and I don't even remember the name of it. I watched one, and I was like, what the heck is this? Like, this is, like, it wasn't scary at all. It was stupid, is what it was. I highly recommend Night Tours from Crow Haven in Salem. It was super interesting. Savannah, is Crow Haven a store that's like on the corner? I feel like that's a store, if I remember correctly, that's on the corner of one of the main thoroughfares, if I remember. Lots of witch trials in Scotland, too. Basically, if you were a strong, independent woman, you were a witch. I'm getting the feeling like y'all are ready for Halloween. I feel like we need to start moving into Halloween projects with y'all. I'm getting a strong feeling that we are ready for some Halloween projects. Maybe I'm projecting a little bit, but I have watched The Lost Boys, Nikki. I have. I think The Lost Boys is also a book, if I remember correctly, right? I believe I've read the book and watched the movie. I could be wrong on that, though. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm going to put that out there so that way I don't have to memorize, or I don't have to count. I can just sew and read your comments. Let's see. Jojo Browdy's like, yes, Halloween projects. Linda says, I'm ready. Definitely Halloween. Still enjoying summer here. Always ready for Halloween. Love Halloween. Yep, starting Halloween decorations and projects after back to school. It's fair game. I love that. Love the Lost Boys. Soundtrack was great too. I feel like The Lost Boys was my school. That was the book we read, one of the books we read in school. This is middle school, I believe. Kathy is working on a Halloween quilt right now. Laura loves Halloween. Yes, I started my bats today, but I already have to take a break because my background fabric is too dark and you can't see the bat's head. Oh no. By the way, Josh, thank you, or excuse me, Jonathan, sorry. Don't know why I called you Josh. I still have my fabric sitting right over here. I keep looking at it. I'm like, I don't know what to do with it, but I want to do something fun. I'll figure something out. I think I'm going to work on, I bought the, Leader of the Pack. I have Leader of the Pack pattern. And I even bought the template dies. I went ahead and bought I just knocked something onto the floor. I bought, if you didn't know, Creative Grids makes circle templates. I'm trying to show this without the reflection, but they make the circle templates, and they make 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5, which is, if you're doing a lot of bianni patterns, these are the same sizes as what you need for those patterns. So I actually have them. The heck? Okay, something fell. Oh, it fell behind the sewing machine. That's where it fell. I was like, it's gone. I don't see it. Anywho, if you do a lot of bianni patterns, those are the size templates that you need for the designs. So I went ahead, since I've done a lot of her bag patterns, I went ahead and bought the templates so that way I don't have to worry about, cutting my fingers off, because they offer templates in the patterns, but you have to trace them and cut them and all that kind of stuff. And I wanted something a lot easier for when I do it. Does that make sense? Donna, I'm currently working on this one right here. This is the Salt Air Lattice Quilt pattern, whatever. There's the link for it. Make sure to go check it out. It is a free pattern, so you can check it out. But yeah, I'm working on this. I'm working on that one right now. I'm gonna skip this one, and I'm actually gonna go to the next one. Nope, that's that. Yeah, we're gonna do this one. Let's see. Shirley, okay, everybody's talking with each other. Perfect. Want to make sure I wasn't missing anything in chat. Becca's going to come over later today. We're going to record our next episode of the podcast. We're going to be talking about hand sewing, since she has become a hand sewing fanatic. That's what we're going to talk about on the next podcast. And I think next month we're going to celebrate our 1-year anniversary. I'm thinking we're going to have a Q&A where y'all can send in your questions. I think I'm going to have everybody send in either a video or an audio note, and we're going to do Q&A with that. So if you listen to the next podcast, I will give you all the directions on how to partake in that, but I think that's what we're going to do next time, or towards the thing. Guys Craft 2, hello. Hey Ian, in chat, love Halloween. Me too, you're in good company here. You are in good company. It was fun hanging out with you on Katie's live stream. That was a lot of fun. Did you get your hot to go hot pad all done? Your HOTTOGO? I cracked myself up when I was like, hey, how'd you know my dancing name on Friday nights? Cracked myself up, and that's half the battle. Just discovered the bag patterns. I had to put my phone down. I caved and got patterns for the duffel bag made with wax canvas. We'll see how it goes. Awesome. Just discovered all the bag patterns and had to put my phone down. There's a lot. There's a lot for sure. Oh, speak of the devil. Speak of the devil right there. I was just talking about your live stream, Katie. It's like her ears were burning and she popped in chat. Josh says, Jonathan, I've got a twin brother and get called his name out all the time in public. I respond to any name, just not bad ones. Very funny, Josh. Yes, Christmas is ready. Didn't enjoy the live. What? You didn't enjoy the live? How dare you? How dare you, sir? I'm sure he meant did. I'm sure he meant to say he did enjoy the live. Just have to give him a hard time. I mean, I'm sure there are people who don't enjoy hanging out with me, but, you know, few and far between, I think. God, that sounded so conceited. I can't even get through it with a straight face. I broke halfway through. I couldn't say it. I couldn't say it. Couldn't do it. John says, yep, dumb autocorrect. Yes, I did enjoy. And Katie's like, mm-hmm. Sure you did, John. Sure you did. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Let me check one thing really quickly. I'm just making sure I have been doing opposites. Yes, I have. Okay, cool. Right, left, right, left, right, and this one will start off on the left. I know, Katie. It was fun cracking you up during the live stream. John, autocorrect was not your friend in that moment, right? I knew exactly what he meant. I knew autocorrect had taken it and put something he didn't intend, but I just had to rib him a little bit. Just be like, oh, you didn't enjoy it, huh? You didn't enjoy it. Josh says, Ian, designer floor is giving Elwood's bend and snap energy. Works every time. Bend and snap. Right? You know, design floors, man. Design floors. You're in so much trouble. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Let's see here. John, I'm sure that you meant you had a good time and enjoyed it. Just kidding. Just kidding. I was like, I think I have a sound in here for something like that. Anyways, we got way off topic because I was talking about pattern designing, and guys, you do not know what goes into pattern designing. It is like even just setting up the template. I've gone back, like I designed my template and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to start designing like the actual pattern for the first pattern that I'm coming out with. And I jumped into it and I realized some of the decisions I had made in the template weren't going to work and I need to go back and work on that. So like these pattern designers out there, like please support your pattern designers. There's so much work that goes into it behind the scenes. It's not just like typing stuff out and then being like done. There's so much thought and so much care and everything that goes into creating a pattern for print or for digital or whatever. So, you know, please help support pattern designers. Don't, you know, please support them. Don't just rip them off. It's so incredibly important. I think I will go outdoors while we have sunshine. Have a wonderful day, everyone. I will finish watching on the replay. All right, Shirley, have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here, and I hope, you know, everything continues in forward progress. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you know what I'm trying to say. So I hope everything continues to progress positively. Brooke says she can't wait to see my pattern. You and me both. You and me both. Deborah's here and says, hey, Ian and friends, was watching from home before I came to work. Speaking of Halloween earlier, there is a company down the street that makes vampire fangs for real. Like permanent ones or like temporary ones? The actual pattern design part, it is a lot. It is. Josh knows because he's putting together his design, his pattern design template thing. He actually sent it to me. So that way we could kind of compare and whatnot. I'll send mine to him once I get mine a little further along. So we can compare, take notes, all that kind of thing. But it's a lot, guys. It is a lot to put all that together. It's going to be great. I'm super excited for when it does. I have the fabric to make mine. I've already starched it. I best pressed it, but whatever. I've gotten everything ready. I just need to start cutting. I just need to start cutting it. Did John go and hide? No, I'm sure he's still here somewhere. Zaza says, Ian, I love your thread cutter. It looks very high-end. Doesn't it, though? Doesn't it? It looks so nice. It looks so pretty. A friend of mine gave that to me, and I love it. That person may be lurking here in chat at the moment. I don't know. Guys, don't forget that y'all have custom emojis if you are a member. You do have custom emojis in the chat if you'd like to use those. There are some more coming, so if you'd like to become a member to use custom emojis, you can do that. I have a couple more coming. Jonathan surprised me. I had a chat with him. He wanted to see how things were going and if I needed things and whatnot, and he surprised me with some emojis. So once he gets that artwork to me, I'm going to upload those and have those in the chat as well. So they're not there yet, but they're coming. Heat warning was issued for the Metro Phoenix area through Friday. Goodness gracious, Jackie. Let's see. Okay, what do you do? Okay, Sammy says, what do you all do when you have seams that just won't lay down the way you need it to? I've tried pressing it with steam and best press. I'm considering using glue. I would use, a little glue could work. Also, I've used flatter. I've used flatter spray. That seems to help. I don't know the chemical makeup of flatter, but it seems to like it does something different than best press, and I don't know how or why, but it seems to do something a little differently. Oops, I started in a little far. But yes, also somebody suggested, who was that? Zaza suggested the clapper. A clapper would be another great way to try and get those seams to lay flat. So if you have a clapper, give that a try. If you don't have a clapper, I don't know what to tell you. Go get a 2x4 out of your garage. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, Katie, there you are. We were just talking about you. I mean, I was being cryptic. I didn't actually, like, name you off, but somebody was complimenting your handiwork. Right, Jonathan's in the chat saying, like, not me. I'm not the one that, I'm not his artist. I'm not taking credit for his work. That was so funny, Jonathan, because I was like, when you were like, thank you, everyone. I was like, wait, what? That's not the usual avatar he uses, but okay, whatever. Not realizing that, oh, hi, everyone. Hi. Bend and snap. All right. Not realizing that he wasn't here. John says the acorn pin works on open seams. I put a book on top of my fabric after I press it. Oh, that's a good idea. I hadn't thought about that one. That if you don't have a clapper, a book might work. All right. That one's going that way. That one's going that way. Oops. Nope. Almost did it wrong. That'll work. Jacqueline says, I tried the link. It took me to a picture of the pattern, but not where I could get it. So really quickly, the pattern is just a blog. It's just a blog page. There's no, like, downloadable. It's just a website. You might be able to get it if you go back to my previous videos that I've worked on it. The pattern is in the description. I'll copy and paste it and put it over in this video. I meant to do that before we started the live stream, but I just forgot. But there's no like downloadable file. It literally is just the web page that has the instructions on it, and that's the pattern. So if you're looking for a downloadable pattern, you won't be able to find it. It is just a blog page. I hope that helps kind of figure it out a little bit. Susan, what are you working on? Late to the game. I'm currently still working on the Salt Lattice Air Quilt pattern. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, there's 7. Still working on the same. This is going to be the last time we work on this on live stream. I am going to finish it up, and I will post once I finish it what it all looks like. But we're going to be done with this one after this live stream, which is kind of a shame because I have to figure out what to do next. You know, Becca chooses what she's going to do before her live streams, like 30 minutes before she gets started. It freaked me out. But this week I'll figure out what project we're going to work on next. I don't know what that's going to be quite yet, but I'm sure we'll figure something out. She also told me you were all asking about me on Friday night. I appreciate that. We're giving a little bit of separation for a little bit on live streams just to kind of, you know, at some point I will be moving again, and, you know, when that happens, we'll have to, I won't be on her channel as much, she won't be on my channel as much and stuff like that. So we're trying to give each other space so that way, like, every time you see me, you don't associate me with her and her with me. type situation. Not that we don't like each other and are okay with that. We just want to, you know, have separate channels and stuff like that. I will still be on her channel sometimes. She's going to be on mine. In fact, later this month, she'll be on my channel hanging out with me. So, you know, don't get it twisted that we're upset with each other, because we're not. We're still very best friends. But we just want to have a little, you know, separation sometimes. So if I'm not there on Friday, don't freak out. I'm doing my own thing, working on other things and whatnot. And I'm sure I will be back on her channel sooner rather than later. So everybody deserves a little bit of their own space and time, you know? But I appreciate y'all asking about me and all that goodness. Oh my goodness. I just looked up. I just looked at the chat. And Shelby says, you each want to build your bra. You each want to build your bra. Do I need one? Is it that bad? She said, oh my God, brand, not bra. Yes, Shelby, that is right. We do want to build our brand, not our bra. And yes, Charlotte, we do want to keep a good balance. That's what we're looking for, is balance on our YouTube channels. So we will still continue to hang out with each other on each other's channels and stuff like that. Just know that we want to build our brands, and there are going to be times that she's, you know, going to be doing her own thing, and I'm going to be doing my own thing and all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate you all, you know, looking for me and wanting me to be there, but also we do want to build our own brands and have our own spaces as well. So, and I was on her channel a hot minute there for a month or two. So, trying to give her that space that she deserves as she's building her brand, not her bra. Moobs. Oh my gosh. Best autocorrect I've seen in a while. Oh my gosh. Zaza says we missed the double act. Ian, if you move, you'll need to do Zoom. Oh, I'm sure that's gonna happen, Zaza. I am sure that's gonna happen. Now there is a brand where we are together, and that is the Sew Off Kilter podcast. So, see, we've got an orange going next to an orange here, and there's I could change it if I wanted to. I could flip to the next one instead. But yeah, there is, and that's why we specifically did the Sew Off Kilter podcast, is we wanted a space that we both shared. So, you know, make sure, if you haven't already listened to the podcast or downloaded our podcast, make sure to go do it. I just put it in the chat. You can find it on any podcasting platform: Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcast, Buzzsprout, Amazon. It's in all the places. So any of your podcasting apps, you can ask your smart speaker. If you have a smart speaker, you can ask it to play the Sew Off Kilter podcast. It's that silly send arrow being so close to the backspace on my phone. I get it, Shelby. It was a great autocorrect though. It was a great autocorrect and or early accidental send, like whatever the case may be. It's one of the best I've seen in a long time. So glad to know that I need to start wearing bras, Shelby. Brooke says, I love the podcast. I'm so glad to hear that. I really, really am. I'm dying over here. Bra. Oh my gosh. But yeah, all you have to do is ask any smart speaker to play the Sew Off Kilter podcast, and it will do that. And you can listen to all the shenanigans that happens. Last time we had Mac and Leo They were on the podcast. Had a great conversation with them. I'm trying to book some more people in. I'm trying to get Kim from Cotton Cuts. We're trying to get her on the podcast. We're trying to get Karen Brown. Who knows? We may even ask for one of you to volunteer and be on the podcast. Who knows? You never know. You never know what tricks we have up our sleeve. Glad I could be here for some comedic relief. Hey, it was much appreciated. Much appreciated. Funny story, Becca's sewing room is right next to the laundry room. You have to go through the laundry room to get into the rest of the house from the sewing room because it was the garage originally. Oh, hey, this is what I'm talking about here. So as I'm putting them together, do you see how off right here is? Do you see how far off those points are? It's pretty far off. That's okay. It is not going to be a piece that gets entered into a fair or into a show or anything like that. It is strictly going to be a what do they call them? What do you call that? What do you call that when it's something that you're going to use? Not totalitarian. That's not it. What word am I thinking, guys? What word am I thinking? There's a word. Anyways, it's going to be a using quilt. It's not going to be a show quilt, and that is okay. So I'm putting it together. It's looking pretty big as it is, so I'm probably not even going to put a border on it. Just looking at the pieces as I've laid them out here on the floor, probably not going to put a border on it. Probably just going to do it as is. Oh, thank you. There it is. Okay, thank you. Brah. Oh my gosh, Amanda put brah. Let's see. Yeah, so it's going to be utilitarian. Utilitarian, that word. So it's going to get utilized. There you go. There you go, Bobby. It's going to get utilized. So, anywho, what was I talking about? Oh, the laundry room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So, the room, the room. As I was passing through the laundry room, I think I do want to add this gray in there. Do I want to do the gray? Hold on, I don't have one. There's one that has the gray. Or am I going to leave it alone? I think I'm going to leave it alone. Never mind. Okay. It's going to be loved. Exactly. It's going to be loved. Practical quilts are my favorite. I added a few super fussy ones last year, but the rest are practical. It's good. It's good to have practical quilts. Anywho, okay, so laundry room. What was I saying? I'll get this story out eventually. So I was walking. I needed to use the restroom, so I walked into the main part of the house, and as I was walking back, and Becca had her laundry basket on top of the dryer, and it just so happened one of her bras was sitting on the top. And we all know Becca is well endowed. And I took the bra and I put it on my head, and I walked back into her studio, and she looked at me, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, oh, I thought it was funny. We both had a cackle. It was pretty funny, if I do say so myself. Mary says, I enjoyed the mail podcast. It gave me insight into what you guys experienced. Thank you for educating us. Absolutely. That was what I was hoping for with that one. And it turned out so well. I would love to do it again. I hope the guys will agree to do it again in the future. It was a lot of fun. In fact, maybe we'll get to do it in person at QuiltCon. That would be really fun. So we'll see what QuiltCon brings this year. If it's warm and cozy, it's a winner. Not every quilt is made with a ribbon in mind. Some are just for snuggling. Exactly. Mary, I agree. I bought a new washer and have water hammer now. Good thing you aren't recording here. It sounds like someone drove through the garage. What? Have a water hammer now? What is that? Mine would fit on your nose, Ian. Oh, oh my. I'm working on Fussy 1 now. Patchwork Garden 2. My next one will be a Quilt of Valor, so it won't be Fussy. The other one next year will be Throws, so be romped on, rolled in, etc. Nice. Very nice. Can I tell you? Can I have permission to tell y'all a story? It involves nudity in the theater. Do you give me permission? If y'all don't give me permission, it's totally fine. It's just it's a funny story about a show that I saw that had nudity in it. I'll leave it there, and if y'all give me permission, then I'll tell the story. But if not, that's totally fine. I just want to know, like, I don't want to ever push y'all too far. Linda's like, tell us. I fear that I've like stirred the intrigue up, and y'all are like gonna want to hear it now. We're as twisted as you. There you go. TMI, romping in quilts. I mean, that's why I do have the label for you can have sex on this quilt. I mean, there is that. So, just saying. Go for it. Okay, so most of y'all are saying yes. So I went to see the show Equus, right? So if you're not familiar with that show, um, it was in pop culture for a little bit because Daniel Radcliffe was starring in that show. And a year or two after that show hit Broadway, it started making the regional rounds, and one of the regional theaters that this was during the time when I was doing theater and theater work, and I was still in theater in college and stuff like that. What did Jonathan say? I missed it. No, we're prudes. Very funny, Jonathan. Um, Anywho, so I knew what I was getting myself into, and I knew that there was going to be nudity, and of course they, plaster it everywhere that there's going to be nudity in the show, and blah 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 blah. Again, I don't care. A body is a body. Like, not. I take no offense to that, right? So, anywho, there's both male nudity and female nudity in it, right? So, in watching the show, they come to that part, and I see both people, and, whatever, the show ends, blah, blah, blah. I happened to go with one of my friends at the time who is female, and we're driving back, home after the show was over with, and I was like, so that's what those look like. And she just burst into laughter. And she's like, well, I mean, everybody's a little different. Like, they're all a little differently shaped, and they all look a little different. Hers were a little pointy, and it was like, oh, okay, all right, cool. So I just thought it was funny because she was like, well, they're all a little different. uh, it made me laugh. Y'all are probably like, duh. And I'm like, oh. I think what cracked me up the most was like, oh, so that's what those look like. Perky, yeah, exactly. Linda, oh my god. I'm not even gonna repeat that. Just gonna keep on moving, Linda. Just keep on moving. Thanks for an entertaining show. You're very welcome. I hope that wasn't meant sarcastically. Lori's like, thanks for an entertaining show. Click. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding with you. I know you're not being sarcastic. I could just hear the people in my head who, maybe aren't so interested in those topics and everything, which is fine. But I could just hear them in my head be like, click, unsubscribe. Debbie says, oh my goodness, Ian, you were too funny. Some are perky, some are hanging baskets. Oh, y'all are hilarious. There we go. Biscuit baskets, oh my gosh. Y'all are hilarious. I love our community so much. By the way, speaking of community, if you're not a part of the Facebook group, make sure to join the Facebook group. I did remove, people were having trouble with the question to get into the Facebook group. If you got rejected for whatever reason and just haven't tried again, please feel free to join the Facebook group. I would love to build that group up. I would love to get it to 1,000 people. It's like 700, I think, right now. So I'd love to get that group built up. Feel free to share your projects, either finished, in progress, whatever. Feel free to share those. All I ask is that you don't share, shopping. What am I trying to say? There's a lot of scammy ads on Facebook, so all I ask is you just don't share those. If there's like a super awesome sale somewhere, that's fine with me. But I feel like, use your judgment. You should be able to figure out like what is okay to share and what is not. If I do see something, I will take it down if needed. But y'all are good. I trust y'all. So I haven't really seen anything other than an exception of maybe like one or two that I was like, I'm gonna take that one down. But for the most part, y'all are awesome and self-regulate very well, so I appreciate that very, very much. You make my job easier when it comes to that Facebook group, for sure. Did you enjoy Cursed Child? I did. That was honestly one of the best technical theater shows I've ever seen in my life. It was amazing. It made me miss doing theater, actually. Incredible. If you get the chance and you are a Harry Potter fan, go see it. It is incredible. Linda says, humans are always different from one another. I've seen some stuff I wish I hadn't in my time. Fair enough. Ian, if they are that prudish, they wouldn't be watching your show right now. I'd have scared them off with my inappropriate comments, says Zaza. Well, that may be true, Zaza. Oh, shoot, I forgot to, hold on, everyone, I'm sorry. I forgot to backstitch on the bottom here. This is the bottom stitch, and I want to make sure that it gets nice and, I'm reaching over here because I've been using Becca's Juke. I was using Becca's Juki yesterday while I was over there. Hey. I went and used her long arm. Oh, Susan says, my girls are lopsided due to cancer surgery. Oh my. Sherry says, how are y'all doing? We are doing great. Just talking about bodies. Just talking about our human bodies and the differences they all have. And Cheryl's like, why did I come in here? Let's see. It sounds like Linda has some stories. It does sound like it, doesn't it? Shelby, when nursing, I saw some things I will never be able to unsee. But yeah, so Cursed Child is amazing. There was one effect that was wonderfully executed. I mean, all the things that they did were pretty much like spot on amazing. But there was one, if you're familiar with Harry Potter lore, you know of the Time Turner. and they used the time turner in the play. And when the time turner went into effect, they had like the whole stage rippled. And when the effect happened, I literally gasped out loud because the entire stage just rippled. And it was like, I wasn't prepared for it. I wasn't prepared for that to happen. And the way that they execute it is flawless. It is projection mapping. Sorry, I'm breaking the illusion. It is projection mapping, but the way it's executed is chef's kiss, and it was one of the coolest things I've seen in a long, long time. I went to see it in New York this summer. I loved it. It was awesome. It's wonderful. It is so well done. Like, I would go see that show again in a heartbeat because I'm sure that I missed some things as it was happening. You know, there's a lot to look at sometimes. I think one of the, like, no, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to spoil it if you're going to see the show. I don't want to spoil it, so I'm going to keep my mouth shut. But I'm just saying it was incredible. It really was. It was incredible and incredibly well performed. Is the story like the best ever? No. I will say that there are a few weird things that you're like, I don't know about that. But the suspension of disbelief like wipes that all the way, and it's really great. Linda says, if I want to read the Harry Potter books, are they numbered? Yes, they are. They are numbered. There are 7 books. 7 books, I believe. Highly recommend them. That's actually, so the Harry Potter books are actually one of the reasons why I enjoy reading. I actually read them. Y'all know I'm dyslexic. They actually made me want to read. Order of the Phoenix actually came out while I was in the UK, if I remember correctly. And since my time clock was jet lagged and all that kind of stuff, I actually got home and I stayed up until like 4 a.m. reading that book because I was still on European time, not American time. And so I ended up staying up and reading that book pretty quickly. I read it in about a week, which is good. Like, that's a thick book. And that's really good for me with somebody with dyslexia. Let's see, what did I miss? That's what I thought. Yeah, 7. You can get them at the thrift store. You can also get them from your local library. They have them available for checkout. You can also get audiobooks, which are reading. And a lot of libraries use the library. This is a shameless plug. I know this because I worked at the library. A lot of libraries have the Libby app. It's one of the best apps out there for digital checkout of books. You can digitally check out a reading copy of the book. They also have audio copies on Libby as well. So talk to your library. If you don't have a library card, go to your library, talk to them, and find out if they use the Libby app. It is one of the most used book checking out apps. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but digital ebook checkouts. So Libby is amazing. All right. Because I was reading late, that's funny. Recommend the books. Definitely buy secondhand through Libby. It's great. Brooke recommended the books. Definitely buy secondhand through Libby. Is also great. Yeah, I do. I'm sure that my library has the Libby app. I would definitely do that. I would definitely do the Libby app. It's a great way to do it. Susan says, I've read all 7 books and I own all the movies. The movies were good. They were good. Much prefer the books. Much prefer the books. Man, that 2 years between books 6 and 7 was, I know, wasn't it? I remember that. It was. It really was. All right, we're going to flip this pile over, and we're going to start sewing. We're going to start sewing it all together. I don't know. We've got about 15 minutes. I don't know that I'm going to get it all done, but we'll see how far we end up getting. I miss Overdrive, the Libby app's functionality, especially when playing books offline. I hate the Libby app's functionality, especially when playing books offline. You want to know a funny story? Overdrive. Oops. Oh no, I'm on my quilts. Do you want to know a funny story? Overdrive and Libby are the same company. Believe it or not, they are the same company. I'm not a reader, but I loved all the Harry Potter books. I would read it in bed and up to about 2 a.m. Just finished a chapter or two of a book, almost done. Awesome. Yeah, I stayed up far too late with Harry Potter. That is for sure. I'm interested to see what the HBO does with the HP series. Me too. I'm very interested to see how that ends up working out. I wish them all the best. I really do. No, I don't want that. I want this. And I'm super excited to see what happens with it. I hope they do it justice. And I hope a certain person does not make a penny off of them at all. Okay, enough of that. I own all the books and the movies. Books are definitely better than movies, but both are good. I agree with that. Don't get me wrong. I do enjoy the movies. They came out when I was in high school. Well, I mean high school and college, I believe. But I do enjoy the movies. The books were just better, though. There was so much that was left out of the movies that maybe wasn't like pivotal to the story, but it would have been nice to have included. I can also use the Washington Anytime Library. I do have the Libby app. Awesome. One of the few books to movies that was actually good. Normally I can't watch movies if I've read the book. Another book to, not exactly movie. Oh, are you kidding me? Not exactly the same movie type situation, but the Foundation series. I am loving season 3 of Foundation. It has been amazing. That is Isaac Asimov's book, Foundation. If you're not familiar, sci-fi. If you are into sci-fi and haven't checked into Foundation, highly recommend it. Ugh. I hate hearing that flicky cheeky for obvious reasons. Karen says, we had a disagreement whenever each new Harry Potter book came out regarding who was going to read it first. By the book 3, we started purchasing multiple copies. That sounds like the way to go. I hate it. I hate it when it does that. But I don't want to stop in the middle of this because I have to rethread. Whenever this happens, I have to rethread. Although this is annoying enough that I may do that. Started that series with my son and then did a book review after every book. That's awesome. I love that. Absolutely love The Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Yes, those were good movies. Really enjoyed those movies a lot. By the 7th book, we all needed our own books. I've got it all twisted up down here. There we go. I got it twisted. Power tools and flip-flops don't go well together. Oh my goodness. No, thank you. I learned from theater and from my days at Six Flags, you don't do that. That is a hard no-go. Steel toes at minimum. I mean, I guess that's maximum, but like closed-toed shoes at minimum. Some of my theater professors told us horror stories of people who had gotten injured while working theater shows, and some of them were not pretty, to say the least. Probably would have been easier to stop and rethread, but I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm gonna do it. Gonna make this happen. Gonna get to the end. I'm almost there. Only 20 more stops along the way, right? Just curious, does a Bernina... So, Donna, I'll tell you what it is. I've asked... So, when I was living in Texas, I asked the Sewed Up Bernina guy what causes it. And he actually took my front plate off and showed me exactly, like, what happens. And inside of here... I don't know if you're going to be able to see it that well. Oops, my iPad just turned off. Inside of here... the thread goes up and comes back down, and there's a little sensor in here that is just basically a little piece of wire, like a little thin wire that the thread passes over, and it's very easy for that thread to pop out of that sensor. And a lot of people have asked me, like, why don't you turn it off? Because, you know, it's sewing fine. Well, there have been times that I've had tension issues for whatever reason, and it's warned me, hey, your top thread isn't tight, and so it's not stitching very well. So I don't want to turn it off completely because I want to have that warning in case I am getting, you know, stitching that's not good. So you can turn it off. There's a way in settings to turn it off. I just don't want to because I just don't want to risk sewing something together, thinking everything's fine, and then I get it all, you know, pulled out and I realize, oh no, I've completely, like, it's completely wrong, you know? So it's not something that really, it's just, It's a design flaw. It really is. It's just a design flaw, unfortunately. And it's just something that happens. The bobbin sensor is handy. Mine is also just in case. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Karen, oof. No, I mean, thankfully no, but oof. Let's hope that doesn't happen. For me, because, you know, me. So yeah, I could get this taken care of. I mean, I could turn it off, but I just don't want to. I just don't want to because I'm just too afraid. All right. All right, we finished the first 2 rows. The first 2 rows have been put together. That is, let's see, this is the top. Okay, I am holding it. Let's see, do you have a countdown to, not yet, Flicky Chicky, not yet. Although I don't really have to because I can stay updated on TikTok. Everybody on TikTok is keeping me updated, so. Okay, so here's the first 2 rows put together. Oh, isn't this fun? Oh, this is such a fun pattern. I love how this is turning out. So this is kind of what it's going to look like as I put the rows together. I feel like I'm like, who is that neighbor in uh, Tool Time? No, Home Improvement. I feel like that neighbor right now. But there's the first 2 rows. What's going on? So I'm going to keep, you know, keep going with that until we get a full quilt top. But yeah, there we go. Looks great. It's going to be a fun quilt. I think it's going to be a really fun quilt, and I'm not going to put a border on it, I don't think. I think it's going to be just, I think it's just going to be that. So once we get it all put together, we'll see. Ian, get the sensor thing from Bernina Jeff, works like a dream. Oh, I'm going to have to write that down. Bernina Jeff sensor thing. All right, I've made a note of that. I'm going to look into it after the live stream, and we'll figure out what it. I'll figure it out. I love this pattern with those fabrics. I love the Wilson peak over. There you go. So during this week, I'm going to work on putting that. Hopefully during the week, I'll work on putting the rest of it together, and then I'll make sure to update everybody. I'll put it in the Facebook group, and then I'll probably post a reel or something on social media as well. But yeah, it's just going to sew together. It's a simple pattern. It doesn't take terribly long. I probably could have had it done by now, but yeah. Flicky chicky, gross, 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 gross. All right, so that's that. That's what we worked on today. I'll put the rest of that together, hopefully during the week. Get y'all updated next weekend, hopefully. Becca and I are going to be recording the podcast this afternoon, so look for another episode of the Sew Off Kilter podcast on Wednesday. That comes out Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, so be on the lookout for that. Don't forget, we still have spots available if you're interested in the cruise to Alaska. We have, there's the link right there. Make sure to go check it out. We still have spots available. They are going fast, though, so make sure if you are interested, let the guys know that you're interested before it's too late. I am so excited for this cruise. It is going to be amazing. The project's going to be a lot of fun. I did buy my fabric for the project, so I'm going to start working on that hopefully beginning of next year. I feel like should be a good time to start working on that because I got to make the sample. I think actually Becca's going to make a sample, I'm making a sample, and I think Tiffany might be as well. So we're all 3 going to have quilts, I think. We'll see how that works. That's it. That's all I got. I will be back here next Sunday. In the meantime, share in the Facebook group. Let people know what you're working on and say hello to everybody in there. And if you want to meet up with somebody, who knows? You might be able to find somebody in the Facebook group who lives near you, and y'all can spend some time sewing together. And shop hopping. You could go shop hopping together. Lots of fun things. So, I love each and every one of you. Remember, guys, normal is just a setting on the dryer, and I'll see you next weekend. Bye, everyone.